This is the Bitcoin Supra. A purpose-built time attack car. Toyota Supras are powered by BMW engineering and Toyota good looks. We are sitting on 275 40 18 Yokohama AO52 tire. Dual exhaust with a baffle system. It is equipped to support a BFW, which is a big freaking wang. But in the main class that this was built for and runs, Street GT, you cannot add aftermarket. Aero, one-way adjustable HKS coilover suspension. We have RSR Cancellers on this car because this thing loves throwing codes at you the second you change anything. We have fender vents installed, which ironically actually are really just hood vents because the hood on the Supra is a mile long, as well as an actual hood vent. Spring has sprung, so we have quite a bit of pollen on here as well. It's pretty nasty. Inside the car, we have some driver safety. We have Sparco QRTR Seats, along with a 5-point harness system with a Simpson Hans device, which is a head and neck restraint. What's very cool about this system is you can jump into any vehicle and it's supposed to work, as well as obviously if you're utilizing a seat system like this. The Garmin is not in the car right now, but we utilize a Garmin Catalyst for data capture, and that's really it inside the car. If you don't know, Toyota Supras are factory turbocharged, so this vehicle utilizes the factory turbocharger. This car in particular is a 2020 launch edition, originally black in color, number 565 out of 1,500 made, with a very, very good wrap design and install by the famous Illusions Wraps. It was an incredible experience working with them. We talked about the tires, but what about the wheels? Titan 7s, we've got a couple sets of these. They are 18 inches by 10.7, which allows us to run a 275 with tire, and we could even run a 295 with tire if we wanted to. Granted, they go up in price about $100 a corner, which, to be honest, is the reason we've been staying away from those for better and worse. We still utilize the factory braking system, but we're using Castrol brake fluid. The really expensive, ridiculously priced $50 a bottle SRF, and the very impressive but also very expensive CSG time attack pads. We swapped out the wheel lugs for a 1.5 inch extended reinforced style. Makes getting the wheels on and off much easier. Enhanced durability. Did I mention that the car is literally Bitcoin orange? And why do you think the number's 256? I'll let you ponder that.
Hey guys, it's Ms. Vosk. If you're here to learn more about the Bitcoin Supra, then you might be interested in Bitcoin mining yourself. Revolution Mining offers an easy way for new and experienced miners to get into crypto mining. They offer ASIC hosting services within the US with competitive electric rates. Users can buy and host Bitcoin miners like the S19K Pro and the S21. They offer more than just Bitcoin mining too. Check out their current specials where you can get Caspa mining bundles with miners like the KS3M and the KS5 Pro. To learn more about Revolution Mining, check out the link in the video description below and use code VoskCoin to save. Thanks to Revolution for sponsoring this video.
The Bitcoin Supra was designed for one key reason: to have fun promoting Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't have some kind of marketing team. Bitcoin is a crazy novel technology, right? Originally distributed just through mining. You could use any computer to participate in the beginning. A true digital currency, internet money, borderless, peer-to-peer on the SHA-256 secure hashing algorithm. There's nothing quite like this coin. This coin is over 10 years old, and it's the first currency to really take off as some sort of decentralized coin. And while I hold many different cryptocurrencies, I invest in many different cryptocurrencies, I mine many different cryptocurrencies, I've had a key focus in and definitely making Bitcoin a key piece of my not only just crypto portfolio, but just straight portfolio. Also, it's a key piece of the VoskCoin mining farm we've been building, as we are locked on reaching 3 petahash. And regardless of the Bitcoin halving, I'm very proud to be a Bitcoin miner, and I'm still very happy with the returns, even with my 10 cent per kilowatt hour electricity rate. We're actively working to get that down, but like everything in life, it's a process and it always seems to be longer than you want it to be. In addition to this being a fun way to promote Bitcoin, it was also designed as a fun, key, unique piece of VoskCoin. VoskCoin is a mining farm. VoskCoin is also content creation, like the VoskCoin YouTube channel, which I hope you're watching and subscribing to right now. Unfortunately, some potential supporters wanted us to get too far away from the key "this is a Bitcoin car" message with X sponsor. So we've definitely stuck with this livery for a little while now. The design, we agonized over designing this. It was a lot of fun. It was intense. It was challenging. And I can truly say, working hand in hand with the VoskCoin team, which is more than just me now, thankfully, these days, as well as Brian, the owner and lead designer at Illusions Wraps. I think we made one of the best wraps ever. This vehicle inspires a lot of conversations at the actual racetrack. It has led to people subscribing to VoskCoin. It has led to people buying Bitcoin. And of course, just like I can't give you financial advice, neither can this car. And it's just kind of fun to rep the team, right? To be like, yeah, I'm a Bitcoin guy and I'm proud of that. I don't think this is some shit coin. I don't think this is some drug money kind of thing. Oh no, man. This is the future. While you sit in your dirty US dollars and other crap fiat currencies, Bitcoin goes up in value, recently hitting a new all-time high. The last couple years when Bitcoin was down and trending down, I'll be honest, the car did not generate that much buzz. It even generated some conversations like, hey, NFTs are a scam. Like, what does that have to do with Bitcoin? Like, obviously they didn't even know about ordinals and things like that. So it's just like one of those type comments. And then also just like, do you think Bitcoin's coming back? It's dead? Or, oh yeah, I lost a bunch of money on that. It's because it's like the random retail guys that bought the top and then they blame the coin. Literally anyone who bought Bitcoin, if you would have sat in it for a couple of years, would at worst have broken even now in retrospect. But now that Bitcoin's up, it's generating so much more buzz. People are talking about the car as they walk by. They're asking me questions. They're taking pictures of the car. It's getting more looks and pictures when we trailer it on the open trailer on the highway. And it's also really cool. We get a couple comments here and there like, oh, dude, I passed you on the highway. I was trying to catch up to you to meet tails. I was like, my man. That's cool. So it's fun. And I love that it has just like appeal, right? I'm not a big look at me kind of guy. But it is fun to do something, bright and flashy, right? Instead of just having a murdered out black Supra. Yeah, those are a dime a dozen as far as Supras go. So to do something that fully aligns with, my brand, my beliefs, this is something I'm proud of. Absolutely. It doesn't come without risks though, right? This is in a way running around, it's like assigning a dollar tag to you. Some people will assume that I just have way more money than I actually do. And so it can put you, if you're in a car like this, at risk, right? You could be attacked. They call it like the knife attack or the wrench attack, where it's like they hold a weapon to you and it's like, give me your money. Or in this case, send me your Bitcoin, right? And that's why your boy is always strapped. Stay strapped or get clapped. I live by that. So best believe I practice the Second Amendment every day. That's something I'm proud of, something I hope I never have to use in a self-defense situation, but you best believe I'm ready for it. And I actively train. That's why we built a range at our house. I take that shit serious. as you should. And if that offends you, good. We changed up some things with the car over the winter, got it on track a couple days over the last week and this past weekend. Still in the shakedown period, running into some issues, only able to put down a couple laps consistently before I think we haven't fully figured it out, but I think the transmission is going into limp mode because we're pushing it that hard, even though we have an aftermarket transcooler on this vehicle. And we had P1 in our grasp at Gridlife, Carolina Motorsports Festival, time attack event, track battle this past weekend. But to be frank, I didn't string the lap together as I could have and should have, and that caused us to fall down to P3. Class was very tight, very competitive, very good drivers. An incredible opportunity just to be able to get out there and compete. I'm happy to be on the podium. I don't want to sound ungrateful. It's absolutely an accomplishment in itself. All top three of us were separated by less than 0.3 seconds. If you don't know time trial, time attack, stuff like that, that is a tight class. 3 different vehicles too. And 4th and 5th were very, very close as well. And the event was sold out with 12 entries in our individual class. So it was intense. And we had a fuel leak issue. We weren't getting fuel pressure. We had to change parts trackside. We had to locate these parks. It was honestly really stressful. Wasn't a fun, relaxing, but with some moments of intensity weekend that I was hoping for. But alas, it's what we got. And if you're getting hit with issues and can still stick yourself on the podium, that's something to be happy and proud and thankful of. A very cool thing about what Gridlife does, and that's why I broke out the shirt today, is they live stream these festival events. And it's a really cool way to grow motorsports, but it's also a really cool way to get screen time with the Bitcoin Supra, right? I don't really care about people knowing me as some kind of track racer guy, whatever. I mean, whatever, dude. But what I do care about is driving a Bitcoin around the track, right? And that's what this is. So by the nature of showing me on track, you are showing a literal freaking car version of a Bitcoin driving around. And that's why with the wrap design, I was like, yo, B stands for big. Let's make this as big as we can where it still looks good. It's why we beveled the design. We outlined the design. And taking inspiration from some other wraps, we noticed that this area just really sticks out on the Supra, quite literally and figuratively, with designs. This is going across 4 different panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, if you count the door handle. Very difficult to wrap, very challenging, and also very difficult to line up. This is actually printed twice because this is so big and so wide, you can't stretch a piece long enough to do this door with 1 sheet print. So what's next for me in the Bitcoin Supra? I need more seat time, need to keep training, need to keep getting better. I want to just, again, really focus on having fun. I don't want to get too caught up in the competitive side of this because at the end of the day, it's just a hobby. It's just for fun. But also, I never set out to be a loser either. So losing is not exactly quite fun, especially depending on the scenarios. But just want to get out there, get the car out there more, get it seen. It was originally concepted to be brought to some conferences and things like that. But I'm just always so busy. I never really get out to conferences. But I do definitely make sure to carve out some time and get to the track with this vehicle. The Supra doesn't come without its downsides. In particular, the fuel system is absolutely insufficient for this vehicle. It is very easy to fuel starve, and it just makes you wonder, how did they not catch this when they built the car? And why don't they revise it in later years? Granted, I have a launch edition, so that wouldn't save me, but just because I'm suffering doesn't mean I want everyone else to suffer too. What do you think about the Bitcoin Supra? I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. What did we get right? What did we get wrong? Where should we take this next? Whether it's a conference, whether it's a track event, or should I just freaking sell the car, right? Am I just destined to be DFL? You let me know as we close out this video with 10 seconds of tails, because she's obviously way cooler, way faster, way cuter than a Toyota Supra. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did at all, subscribe and let me know what you want me to talk about next year on the VoskCoin YouTube channel as we try to put out, it's pretty challenging, especially year over year, about a video a day. It's intense.